Hey yo, welcome back. It's your girl Biscuits, or Risk It for Biscuits. New player, no DLCs, no problem. Today we'll be going over some of the universal perks. I did already create a video about the universal perks, but this is more explaining them. And I'm not about to scrap my other video. I do really like how I did it, so we're keeping that one and I'm going to upload it, but just a little bit later after this one. You've no doubt seen great players like Godstarva, Hens, Aaron using strong survivor perks. You see Finesse, Dramaturgy, Decisive Strike, and Chemical Trap, and think to yourself, gosh, I want to be that good at the game. I'll copy their perks. Which is understandable, and these are all without exception great perks that you should familiarize yourself with. However, more general perks are there for a reason. Some of them are really good, in fact. The problem with some of the DLC perks is that it can lead you to learning the wrong lessons, which will eventually cause you to slam into a difficulty wall as you progress. Today, I'm going to go over some of the general perks that you have access to for free, and I'll show you why you should, or shouldn't, run them. Dark Sense unlocks the potential in one's aura reading ability. Each time a generator is completed, Dark Sense activates. While Dark Sense is active, the killer entering a 24-meter radius around you will reveal their aura for 10 seconds. Once the aura's duration expires, Dark Sense deactivates. As you can see here with Dark Sense, you see the killer's outline in pink. Deja Vu. The aura of 3 generators, which are in close proximity to one another, are revealed to you. Gain a 6% speed bonus on the revealed generators. So if you're starting to see the same generator being highlighted, it's best to do that gen to prevent a 3-gen. A 3-gen is when the killer can easily patrol the gens that are really close together, and it's really tough to finish the last gen. The yellow progress bar here shows that I have a speed boost while doing the gen. Hope. The growing odds of successful escape fill you with hope and give you wings. As soon as the exit gates are powered, you gain a 7% haste status effect, and haste increases the survivor's movement speed. The little foot with the wings icon on the right hand side indicates that you have haste bonus. As you can see here, the killer's whiffing a little bit more because he's expecting me to be my regular speed instead of the hope boost that I have. Here we have Ania with the perk Hope and Becky without Hope. Here's a side-by-side with the killer chasing us. In this race, the singularity here caught up with Becky while it looked like I gained significant distance. Kindred unlocks potential in one's aura reading ability. While you are on the hook, all survivors' auras are revealed to all other survivors. If the killer is within a 16-meter range, the killer's aura is revealed to you and all other survivors. While a survivor other than you is on the hook, all other survivors' auras are revealed to you. If the killer is within a 16-meter range of the hooked survivor, the killer's aura is revealed to you. In this clip, you see that the knight is outlined in pink while survivors are outlined in yellow here, or red if the survivor is on the hook. This also shows me that Meg is going for the other save, so there's no need for me to go over there. Lightweight. Your running is light and soft, making your tracks harder to follow. Scratch marks stay visible for 5 seconds less than normal, and their spacing is inconsistent. I've got a side-by-side, a survivor with and one without lightweight, and the scratch marks disappear much quicker than the one without lightweight. No one left behind. It is inconceivable to leave someone behind. Once the exit gates are powered, you gain the following effects: 100% bonus action speed when healing and unhooking other survivors. When unhooking a survivor, increase the haste they gain by 10%. The auras of all other survivors are revealed to you, and a reminder that haste increases the survivor's movement speed. The yellow progress bar shows that I have a speed boost while unhooking and healing Steve here. Also, with no one left behind, I can see Meg all the way across the map from here. Plunderer's Instinct unlocks the potential in one's ore rating ability. Reveal unopened chests and items when within a 64-meter range. Increases the odds of finding an item of a higher rarity from chests by 50%. With Plunderer's Instinct, the chests are highlighted in pink. I just opened a few chests here just to show a few examples of what you could get from Plunderer's Instinct.
Ooh, a skeleton key! Hell yeah!
Premonition. You have an undeniable capability to sense danger. Get an auditory warning when looking in the direction of the killer in a 45-degree cone within a range of 36 meters. Premonition has a cooldown of 30 seconds each time it activates. Resilience. You are motivated in dire situations. Grants 9% additional speed when repairing, sabotaging, healing, unhooking, vaulting, cleansing, or blessing a totem, opening exit gates, and unlocking while injured. Fun fact, Resilience paired with Deja Vu gives you 15% boost when repairing a generator. And to reiterate, the yellow bar indicates my speed boost while on the gen. Slippery Meat. You have developed an efficient way to get off hooks. Unlocks the ability to attempt to unhook yourself. Grants up to 3 extra escape attempts on the hook. Hook escape attempts have a 4% increased chance to succeed. So in total, you get between 5 and 6 attempts to try to unhook yourself. But most of the time, you will not succeed. For those wondering, the yellow bar under my attempts for unhook is the anti-camp meter. Once that bar is filled, you can 100% unhook yourself. Small game. You have the undeniable capability to sense danger. Get an auditory warning when looking in the direction of totems in a 45-degree cone within a range of 12 meters. Small game has a cooldown of 10 seconds each time it activates. For each dull totem and hex totem cleansed by any player, gain a token. Small game's detection cone is reduced by 5 degrees per token. Spine Chill. An unnatural tingle warns you of impending doom. Get notified when the killer is looking at you with a clear line of sight within a 36-meter range. Your speed while repairing, sabotaging, healing, unhooking, cleansing, blessing, opening exit gates, and unlocking is increased by 6%. The effects of Spine Chill linger for 0.5 seconds after the killer looks away or is out of range. Unlike Premonition and Small Game, you have to look at the perk when it's lighting up. There's no other indicator when the killer's looking at you, so if you see the icon light up, that means you're being looked at. Spine Chill is very helpful for stealth killers, as sometimes you have no idea when you're being watched unless you have Spine Chill activated. This is not happening. You perform at your best when you're under extreme stress. Great skill check success zones when repairing and healing get 30% bigger when you are injured. We'll make it. Helping others heightens your morale. When you rescue a survivor from a hook, gain 100% speed increase while healing others for 90 seconds. Here's a side-by-side comparison. Clearly shows that Will Make It will heal that survivor rescued from the hook much faster than without it. There you have it. Those are all the universal perks. Now, time to talk about the pros and cons of these perks. Just giving a quick disclaimer, I'm talking about the universal perks by themselves. There are some builds that can be dedicated around some of these perks, which make them stellar in specific builds, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just talking about the perk in general. Just because they're free doesn't necessarily mean that they're all good, and here's why. I've made a tier list illustrating the perks that I recommend. The perks I highly recommend: Kindred is a great info perk for you and your team. Deja Vu is a good information perk to show you where 3 generators are, and it gives you the boost while working on the gen. Resilience gives you the 9% boost when injured. Will Make It gives you that 100% boost for healing. There's not really a downfall to the perks that I highly recommend, just because they give either a really good boost or are really good information perks. Next up, we have the good perks. Hope is a great perk for chase and speed, but it's highly dependent if the player can make it to the end game. Lightweight is a great chase perk if you don't have any exhaustion perks. It can be great for losing a killer in chase, but it isn't totally foolproof since some of the killers have aura reading abilities. Plunderer's Instinct. This perk really depends on if your teammates are some loot goblins and open all the chests before you get the chance to do so. In the event that your teammates aren't loot goblins, the items you could find in a chest could be game changing. Now let's move on to the OK perks. Spine Chill. It's great for stealth killers, but normally you'll be listening for a tear radius or looking at the heartbeat to determine if you need to get out of the area. I would have recommended Spine Chill more so if it helped with vaulting speeds like it used to, but it doesn't anymore. And this perk is just dependent on if the killer is looking at you. For this is not happening, once a player has been playing DBD for some time, landing skill checks will happen more than a new thing. So remaining injured for a bigger skill check box isn't necessarily worth it. Dark's Hens has good information, but it isn't as great as some of the other aura reading perks like Kindred. No One Left Behind. This is extremely dependent on the player reaching endgame. I would personally recommend Will Make It instead, because the perk can be used all game versus this one. Last, but certainly not least, perks I do not recommend. Despite the meta changing with Springtrap's release, with survivors only being able to unhook themselves with luck offerings and perks, I still really don't like Slippery Mate, I'll be real with you. It encourages survivors to self-unhook. It also shows they don't have trust in their teammates to rescue them. Most of the time, you won't unhook yourself, and instead you'll be left with an additional hook state or even sacrificed. This leaves the team at a disadvantage for the rest of the game. Playing with a Swift could help put you at ease, but most solo queue players will rescue their teammate from hook. And again, this is not with builds surrounding this perk, it's just the perk by itself. Oh my gosh. The last two are based off of personal preference. They could possibly be in the OK, but for Premonition, it's not the best info perk. Most people will listen to a tear radius or watch for the visual heartbeat to determine if they need to leave the area. Small Game is great at helping new players find totems, however, it's very annoying when the perk takes up a whole slot and it goes off so much sometimes. The reason why I have Premonition or Small Game at the very bottom is because I'm very dependent on hearing, so having Premonition and Small Game go off constantly, just to be glancing in a specific direction, it gets on my nerves, and it is more distracting than it is helpful. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching this far if you're still here. I really appreciate you guys. I'm a new channel, so liking and subscribing would help tremendously, and I'd really appreciate it. And if not, feel free to leave a dislike on the way out. And until next time, take care out there in the fog.
Ahoy, ladies!